Good morning, Wednesday, September 24th, back with another MLB breakdown, and today we have another massive announcement. Geez, we have another massive announcement today. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had my stream summary was up. Anyway, another massive announcement today. So, for those of you guys watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, whatever you got to do. But I want to show y'all something massive here. We have officially moved over to WAP. Yeah, we've officially moved over to WAP. I know the graphic on the screen still says rudebets.com. That will change. But we've officially moved over to WAP. That's what this is right here. And the reason we did this is because the community and the models are now all in one place. So before we had a Discord and we had the website, rudebets.com. Now, so the previous workflow was that if you wanted to use the models, you'd have to go to rudebets.com, and then if you wanted to chat in the Discord or look at plays or post plays, you had to go back to the Discord, and it was just kind of like separated, segmented. No people. Nobody wants to go to one site, then back to the other, then back to one, then back to the other, and all day long, right? Like when I'm chatting with you guys or posting, and then you got to go back to the model to look at something to confirm. Now it's all in one place. Like literally, look at this. This is the WAP community. It looks exactly the same as how the Discord looked. All the channels are there, all the places for posting picks, all the chats for the members, and then the models are just built in. They're just another tab, right? So you want to go look at the NFL model, you just click on the NFL model. Boom, it's in there. You want to go back to the chat? Boom, you go back to the chat, and then you're in there. Okay, now you want to go see something in the MLB model? Boom, it's right there. And it all works on mobile too. So that's why we moved over to WAP. User experience should be identical for all of you, just way more streamlined, all in one place. So if you guys do want to go join, code RUDE, 25% off still works. You just go to wap.com/rudebets, or you just go on WAP and you look up rudebets. You'll find me there, and then you'll be able to join the community. We also have a new free section too, where we're posting free plays. Today we posted the free play that you see at the bottom of the screen. So that is what's there. But yeah, I'm really happy to have moved over. Very happy to have moved over. So exciting times ahead. This is the new look for the community. So come join. Come join the WAP. Anyways. Also, actually, just on top of that, the WAP team has been super helpful. I got some dev work out of them. They're going to help me make some better tools. So this is only going to get better. It's only going to keep getting better, which is really exciting too. Like we're going to add more models and more apps into the community directly for anybody to use. It's unheard of. This is the first of its kind. I'm telling you guys, this is super exciting. Come join the community like ASAP. Code RUDE, 25% off. Get in here and get in the models and get in the community. It's all in one place. I've never seen anything like this. There never will be anything like this again unless people start to copy me. But we're the first to do it, and we're going to make it an incredible experience for everybody. These models are only going to get better, and we're going to add some really cool stuff in the near future. So, diving into today's games, I kind of liked what we did yesterday, if I'm being honest. I talked about it on the stream. It looked like a weird day. You had a lot of teams that had nothing to play for, and you had a few teams that had a lot to play for. So it was kind of interesting how that was going to play out. Well, it turns out that all the teams that had nothing to play for beat all the teams that had something to play for. It was pretty funny. We talked about the Pirates beating the Reds yesterday on the stream. It happened. What else happened yesterday? Baltimore upset. Let's go over the upsets. So we had, 15 games yesterday? Baltimore upset Tampa Bay. Cleveland upset Detroit. Pittsburgh upset Cincinnati. Miami upset Philly. Boston upset Toronto. The Mets upset the Cubs. Twins upset the Rangers. Arizona upset the Dodgers. San Diego upset the Brewers. And then the Athletics upset Houston. So 10 out of the 15 games yesterday were an upset. 10 out of the 15 games were an upset. A lot of people were playing spoiler. For what? I don't know. But it happened. All right, let's look at... Oh, man. So Brewers, let's see who has something to play for again today. Let's just narrow it down from there, and then we'll dive in. Nats, Braves, absolutely nothing to play for. Both teams are eliminated. So, no. Brewers, Padres, somewhat something to play for here. Padres, they both have already clinched a playoff spot. Both teams here have already clinched playoff berth in this matchup. The really only thing that they're fighting for here is, I guess, the Padres. Padres are only 1.5 games back from the Dodgers for the division. So that is something. The Padres have some motivation there. And the Brewers are 2.5 games up for the number 1 seed. So this game matters. This game today definitely matters. Let's see. We'll keep a tab on that one. We'll go back into the Brewers-Padres. Actually, we'll just go through it right now. Brewers-Padres. So, we're looking at Chad Patrick going up against Dylan Cease. Wow. Padres are favored in this game. I do not mind the Brewers' dog, especially off back-to-back losses. Yesterday, the Brewers 100%. We didn't even model the game out because it was a debut pitcher, but they threw it in the bin. Like, they did not care. It was pretty evident the Brewers didn't care. They started Bruce Zimmerman, a guy they just called up just to fill in, and then they just let him get shelled. They just let him out there. He was getting hammered, and they just kept him out there, which is fine. They clearly didn't need to win it. I don't think they get swept. Yeah, Tim Chan, you agree? I don't think they get swept today. I don't. Only problem is I don't love Chad Patrick. I do not love Chad Patrick. If we look at his numbers here, 28th strikeout rank, I guess. We don't really care. We're not looking at Chad Patrick for strikeouts. Some of the other metrics. The home run rate's a little lower than I would have expected. I would have thought it would be higher than 2.67%. He did start out the year really, really well, but he throws meatballs. That's the problem. Walks are good. Hits are good. Strikeouts. He has pretty solid metrics. His runs per inning pitched is a bit sketchy. Almost a half a run per inning pitched. Yeah, but like I said, Tim, the Brewers didn't expect to win that game. They threw out Bruce Zimmerman as the starting pitcher who'd never pitched in the MLB before. Like, they didn't care. They're just like, all right, just go out there, give us some innings, and whatever happens, happens. They weren't trying to win that game yesterday. Let's look at Cease. So Chad Patrick's numbers aren't terrible, actually. They're actually fine. Cease, higher home run rate, although Brewers aren't really a home run hitting team. Strikeout rate's obviously really high for Cease, almost 30%. Hits are good. Walks are a bit high for Cease, almost a little. That's a bit of a problem for him. The Brewers are a good walk team as well. So, and his runs per inning pitch is even higher than Patrick's at 0.55. Wow. So technically, Chad Patrick is a better pitcher, very slightly. Man, the Padres, though, they do scare me being a little bit motivated for that division. They can taste it, right? The Dodgers only 1.5 back. Yeah, Dodgers matter. They got to win that, man, if they want to win this division. Here's the thing, though. Here's the real thing. It matters, but it doesn't for both of these teams. Like, it's more of like a bragging rights thing. I guess it kind of matters for seeding. Either way, both of these teams, Dodgers and the Padres, they're both going to be in the wild card round. They both have to play round 1, so neither of them are fighting for a bye. It just depends on which side of the... Are they going to go down the path that goes against the 1 seed, or are they going to go down the path that goes against the 2 seed in the next round? That's what they're kind of fighting for, is do they play the Mets first round, or is it the Reds? Mets or Reds? I think it's the Mets. Or do they play the Cubs? So, that's kind of what it's... Who would you rather play? Yeah, it's determining if you play against the Cubs or the Mets. I don't know who I'd rather face. Man, I kind of would rather play the Cubs right now, I feel like. The Mets are like cockroaches. They just never go away. Play bad pretty much all year. They've played bad pretty much most of this year, especially the second half of the year. They're somehow going to squeeze into the playoffs on these miraculous moments like last night where they're down 1-6 and just somehow fly back. And then they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. Like, that's kind of what the Mets do. That's what they did last year. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. So yeah, that's why this game matters, essentially. Do the Padres want to play the Mets, or do they want to play Cubs? And they don't really control that. The Dodgers control that. So I do like the Brewers in this game, in a game that actually matters. But like I said, yesterday we saw 10 upsets out of 15 games. 10 upsets out of 15 games, man. Insane. But in this one overall, probably not going to be too high scoring. Home run weather, it's fine. Like I said, Chad Patrick kind of throws meatballs, but I can't say that I really love this one from a home run perspective. Patrick does have good stuff. Look at these pitch mix ratings. Pretty poor across the board. The highest one here is a 4.18 for Jackson Merrill. Yeah, it's not really great. Not really great. Let's see. Yo, people on Twitch, are these numbers too small on the screen? Can you read these or no? Let me know if you can read them. Tim, specifically Tim Chan, can you read these? These numbers here? Are they too small? Anyways, I do like the Brewers in this game, but other than that, yeah, you can see them. Okay, cool. I just don't know if they're like too small to read or if they're readable. They're kind of small but readable still. Okay, because if I zoom in like this, then it cuts off the hits, runs, RBIs at the end. So, yeah, I don't love this one for player props. A lot of decent matchups on the Brewers though. Fours across the board pretty much. If there's anybody to trust on this team, it is Yelich. It's got to be Yelich. Like, he's the one guy you can kind of rely on if you're going to be taking props here. Last 10 batted balls, 50% hard hit rate, but a single, only 2 hits. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, I really can't say that I love player props in this game. I think it's more so just Brewers in a really tight game. Both teams need to win. All right, let's see what other game matters here. Tigers, Guardians. So Rays and Orioles, both of these teams are eliminated. Once again, it doesn't really matter. We'll do a quick glance just like for home runs. Caminero, I really like him for a homer today. Jordan Westburg could be all right as a long shot, but I mean, other than that, like, it's good home run weather. This game does have good home run props in it, but that's about it. There's no reason to be taking any of these teams. There's nothing that matters to them. Tigers game matter? Yeah, 100%. Tigers game is like the biggest game of the day. Tigers game is the biggest game of the day. They're tied. They're tied for the division lead right now. So, yeah, that's the biggest game of the day. So let's look at that one. Yesterday, we talked about how the Tigers were overvalued. They were not worth it with Skubal on the mound. They definitely were overvalued. Fair value was on the Guardians. It was plus 130, and that was the line. So we had them modeled out for fair value. But today, Guardians are minus 130. I mean, kind of flips. Today, I think the Tigers are better value. I mean, it's crazy. Today, like yesterday, the Guardians were the better value side. Today, it looks like the Tigers are. But I don't know by how much. Let's see. So 50-50 game. This is a complete true 50-50 game. 17% ballpark factor though is really, really good. So there's something going on with this weather here. So we got really good weather for scoring runs and hitting home runs. But do these pitchers have home run stuff? Flaherty's numbers are not bad on the surface here. 27% strikeout rate, 3% home run rate, 21% hit rate, 8.9 walks. I mean, he's pretty average. Flaherty is, I mean, outside of strikeouts, he's above average. He's better. He's pretty darn good at strikeouts, but it's supposed to pour. That's why the weather's so good for home runs. That's why. Let me look at the weather there real quick. High humidity is what that means. The reason we see such an increase here at home run weather must mean high humidity. Yeah, 72% chance of rain. Very high humidity and 72% chance of rain. So, yikes. Oh, that's not good. Game's probably going to get delayed. That is not good. Yeah, good snipe on that one. I didn't even notice that the weather was so bad. I just thought it was going to be high humidity. Okay, well, it is high humidity, but it's going to rain. Huh. Don't love that. Here's the worst case scenario. Yeah, terrible weather. Worst case scenario here is that the game starts and then gets delayed. That's the worst case scenario if you're putting coin on this game. Because if that happens, these pitchers are probably not coming back in. And then it becomes just a free-for-all from the bullpen. Like, they just try to find a guy that can go 4 or 5 innings. And ooh. Game of the day, also probably one of the worst games to even chance putting. Yeah. You probably got to fade this game realistically. But, I mean, if you guys want to monitor the weather closely and assume it doesn't, I think there is some value on the Tigers today. And I do like Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green to go deep. We liked Riley Green yesterday. He went deep. Torkelson's not bad either. So I'm iffy on the game, yeah. Just monitor it, man. Just monitor it. Hey, let me open my door, get some air in here. It's hot. All right. So, yeah, I mean, this one, you probably can't do too much. What other games matter today? No, not really. Not really. Huh. Not really, man. Not a lot of these games matter. That's the problem. Like you saw yesterday, in these games that don't matter, nothing really happens. Red Sox game matters? Yeah, I guess it kind of does for the Blue Jays. This game kind of matters for the Blue Jays. Which I liked the Red Sox yesterday to upset them. I kind of like that again today. I kind of like the Red Sox to win again today. Crochet on the mound, yeah, versus Scherzer. This is another one, yeah. I do think the Red Sox take this one. Golly, my room's like a sauna. Don't matter here, but guys do care about their stats. I don't know, man. Teams at this part of the year, I don't think they care that much, if we're being honest. I really don't think they care that much to be at this point of the year, being completely honest. Only a few games left. Some of these guys just want to go home. Red Sox fighting for a wild card spot. Yeah, but don't they have a pretty big buffer? Yeah, I guess the Astros, yeah, they're one game back. Tigers really, it's Tigers and Guardians who are really kind of on the. That's the good news, is whoever the Red Sox, like, even if the Red Sox lose, one of the Tigers and Guardians will also lose. So they're still, this game technically doesn't really affect them in that last spot for the wild card. Because no matter what, one of the Tigers or the Guardians will lose. So they're still going to have a game up on that team. It only would matter if the Astros win. And I guess the Blue Jays are fighting for the 1 seed still, too. So yeah, this game does matter, but I do think the Red Sox take it anyway. I'm not really afraid of the Red Sox losing this game. Not with Crochet on the mound. Players who should perform well in this matchup, really, Bregman's the only one that has a above a 5 pitch mix. That's the only guy that I like. These are all like playoff atmospheres. They're probably low-scoring games. But against Scherzer, Bregman's the only one that really matches up really, really well. So Bregman's where I would probably focus if you are looking at Red Sox players. Yeah, Yankees should definitely beat the White Sox. I'm not concerned about that. So yeah, the Blue Jays technically have to win this game. Against Crochet, I mean, Vladdy and George Springer actually do match up pretty well. Relatively. I mean, they're a 4 and a 5 out of 10. Like, they're neutral. They're not good matchups, but they're neutral matchups. These aren't the worst matchups I've ever seen. So, I think it's hard to be taking these player props right now. I really just think you got to focus on, like, the Red Sox to win this game. And then the only really, I mean, Mets Cubs matters a lot too, but with Matthew Boyd on the mound, unless the Mets just do some like voodoo magic, realistically, I don't see how the Mets win this game. I do not see how the Mets win this game with Matthew Boyd on the mound. %71% chance the Cubs win this game. So I personally don't see how the Mets win this. I'd be shocked. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about it, but this is a really big game for Jonah Tong. Like, a rookie having to go into this environment here in Chicago, kind of a must-win game. The guy's allowing a run per inning pitch. Like, that is a massive spot for a rookie against the Cubs' best pitcher. I don't see how the Mets win this game, with Tong against Boyd. I don't see how the Cubs lose this game. I don't see how the Mets win this game going against Boyd, is my point. These pitch mix ratings are all really high. It's a rookie in the biggest spot of his career and biggest spot of his life. So I feel like the Cubs here, they have to it would be a shocker if the Mets win this game. To me, it really, really feels like the Mets would need some like voodoo magic to win this one. And the data supports that. So Cubs bounce back today. They should have won yesterday. There's no reason the Cubs should have lost yesterday up 6-1. They're not blowing it again. They're going to win this one with ease today, I think. I really do. So this is another game that matters. This is another game where I feel like you could probably do pretty well with player props for hits, runs, and RBIs, like a Michael Busch, Nico Horner, Ian Happ. These guys all should clear hits, runs, and RBIs. Probably wouldn't be looking too much into home runs in this one. Negative 27% ballpark factor, so terrible home run weather here in Chicago. But player props, hits, runs, RBIs, these guys should probably clear those lines. And the only other game that really, really matters, I mean, we'll look at Houston too, but Dodgers D-backs. This game has some pretty big implications. 50-50 game. Dodgers blew it last night. Another team that was up the whole game and somehow lost. Another team that was somehow up the whole game and lost. Dodgers blow it in the 9th inning. I think they're overvalued today. Dodgers are definitely overvalued today on the line. The value would be on the D-backs. They have a chance to win. They have to win this game. If you look at the wild card, D-backs are a game back. So if the Mets lose and the D-backs win, I mean, they're right back in there and the Mets are out. So I kind of like the D-backs fighting for their lives today. Ryan Nelson's a good pitcher. I like Ryan Nelson. Snell's good too, but I really like Ryan Nelson. So I think we see another upset here today. Or there's a good chance, 47% chance they win this game. We're at that point of the year, guys. There's not really much for home runs. There's not a ton for player props. Stuff is going to tighten up. It is all about teams that are fighting for their lives. Cubs only minus 122. Yeah, I think that's a good play. With a rookie on the mound on the other side, I think that's a good play. Back bullpen's the only scary part? Yeah, it is, but you got to trust them in this type of a game that they must win. You got to just trust Ryan Nelson here. Maybe even first 5, but I'd rather be on the D-backs to take the upside here. I just think there's more value on that side. Ketel Marte, Perdomo, Corbin Carroll, these guys got to carry today, though. They got to carry. It's not a really good home run day for anybody. Outside of Ohtani at a 20%, there's not really much for anybody for home runs here. Not against these two pitchers. So, do you have any looks for the Braves-Nats morning game? It's a game that does not matter, so I didn't even look into it. These teams have nothing to play for. Looking at the matchups for this one, I mean, it looks like the Nats actually could pull off an upset here, but James Wood looks okay. CJ Abrams looks okay, but hits, runs, and RBIs mainly. Yeah, there's not a whole lot in this one. But then the other game the only other game that really matters is just the Astros. It's not even the A's, but the Astros have to win this game, which I think they easily do. 67% chance they win. Hunter Brown gummed against Luis Severino. The A's, there's pretty much nothing against Hunter Brown that's even worth considering for the Astros here today. Severino, I mean, look at his numbers. 23% hit rate, 2% home run rate. He's not a good pitcher to take props against, really. He gives up some hits, but he doesn't really give up much home runs. He doesn't really strike anybody out. He doesn't really walk anybody. He gives up some runs, but not a huge fan of props in this one. It's really just Astros in a must-win game. But that's kind of what it's like in September. I'm telling you guys, these games shrink. Under 9.5, yeah, I have it at 9.47. There's going to be runs here. It just looks like it's going to come from hits. Hits, runs, and RBIs. These guys all over 2. Correa, Pena, Altuve. Kurtz about 2. Soderstrom about 2. Langelier's about 2. There's going to be some. I think there's going to be some runs in this game. I just don't think that there's like power. There is really good home run weather here, though, especially at the A's stadium. I mean, there is good home run weather. So, problem is these pitchers don't really give up homers. But I mean, these guys do look good for hits. Like Pena 1.38 projected hits, Altuve 1.19, Correa 1.25. Those are good numbers. They're solid numbers, man. And then we can look at the leaderboard here. This is the top home run guys and then top hits guys right here. Only a few games that really matter today. Astros only minus 132. Yeah, like that's a good play. Like these are must-win teams against teams that have Astros at minus 132 with their best pitcher against a team that has nothing to play for, and they have to win this game. Like, I feel like it's pretty hard to not get in on that. I feel like it's pretty hard to not be thinking the Astros win that game. But yeah, I mean, here we are. Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, Kyle Schwarber. Once again, the big dogs look pretty good for homers today. We haven't really seen this that often. These guys look really good, these big dogs, but their odds are terrible. But I do like the big dogs today. I do like the big dogs for homers. And then total bases, yeah, it's once again, it's Judge. Goldschmidt looks decent, 2 going up against a lefty. Ohtani, Schwarber, Raleigh. It's the big dogs. It is the big dogs. So. And then strikeouts here, nothing crazy. I mean, Hunter Green's in a really good matchup. Hunter Brown's also in a good matchup. But other than that, a lot of red matchups. Tong's got a red matchup. Cease a red matchup. Snell a red matchup. Luzardo a red matchup. I don't like red matchups. I like green matchups. So, some decent projections here. So, yeah. Overall, a little bit of a weird day, but like I said, these slates shrink, man. If y'all do want to come look into the rest of the games, you can. You can feel free to come look at the rest of the games or any of these other models, NFL, college football. They're all here on the WAP. Just look up my name on WAP and come join. Rude bets. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to go upload this video on YouTube. We went over the games that matter today. I think today's a money line day. I think today is a money line day today. I do think the Guardians have a good chance to win today. I would be on the Guardians side over the Tigers today. Sorry. I said I'd rather be on the Tigers, didn't I? Well, who won yesterday? Yeah, I'd rather be on the Tigers side today. I would rather be on the Tigers side today. We're going to upload this video over on YouTube, so make sure you guys go drop a subscription on YouTube. But also, come join the WAP. Brand new community. The WAP is here. It's ready to go. And I will catch y'all in there. Peace out. Peace out,